So the first home game of the year and got a win. Talk a little bit about how the first half went, especially and the whole game.
Yeah, no, I thought we played a good first half. I thought we gained control of the game, and had most of the ball and most of the possession. And, a lot of credit to Valparaiso because they're very organized, very hardworking, and it wasn't easy to break them down. When we made a substitute in the midfield, Chase Minter, really made a dynamic play to break through, and then a beautiful ball to George, and again a wonderful cross. So that goal was a really, really nice goal. We're glad we got it in the first half.
The cutback kind of against the grain. Mackenzie was talking about trying to kind of play the ball up and play more kind of a Barcelona kind of style.
Yeah.
Is that part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought we're developing our style, and we're developing in the 1-4-3-3. And each game they're understanding a little bit more, and also all the little wrinkles that you have to adjust to how other teams are playing. And it's a really young team, so each of these games it's a new scenario. They haven't seen it before, a lot of them, and so it's good to get a win and know that you can continue to improve.
You talked about being a young team, and a lot of your youth is on the defensive end.
Yeah.
There were a couple of moments today that a couple of things broke down, passes and so forth.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that's how, you look at, our style of play is to build out of the back. And, that's how chances are going to come against us, is when we give up the ball building out of the back, and we, other teams go quickly. That's what the goals and chances are going to look like. We know that. So we just have to be, sharper and concentrated and building out of the back, because we're not going to change, And if the first half, Valpo had one forward, so it was easier for us to build out. And in the second half, they high pressed us, and so we lost the ball a few times trying to build out. But for the most part, I thought they did a good job.
And talk about the importance of your keeper in that situation, then, to kind of bail you out.
Keeper's critical. It's important to be able to play through him and be confident playing the ball back to him. And a few times Chase read the game really well, came out of his box and cleared a ball or whatnot. And he did an outstanding job today.
It seemed like a pretty physical game. Is that kind of the way that you guys are trying to play?
No, we don't. In fact, we're telling our guys, we don't want to have a lot of fouls. We don't want to cause a lot of fouls. It's just, if you're doing a good job defensively, you're keeping your feet, you're cutting off passing lanes, you're picking off passes. So that's one thing that we want to improve. We don't want to back away from any physical challenge, and we have some guys like Benny Estes that loves to mix it up in the midfield. I mean, he looks like a really tall building there, and he looks like he might fall over, but he's a strong, tough kid, and you need that. You need some of that in the midfield.
Sure. It seemed like when you made some substitutions, the wing play got a little bit crisper in the first half.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of being a little bit deeper and being able to sub.
So we have different types of wingers. We have wingers that are runners, that love to run and get behind, like Ian Clark, and then we have what we call kind of inside wingers like George Malky, who play more like a center midfielder and who kind of finds pockets of space inside. And so, we're always deciding, how do we want to start the game? Do we want to start the game, looking to be more dangerous in behind, or do we want to start the game, more effective underneath? And that's what we have with George and Ian on the right side. And I thought Jesse Ham, our young freshman, did a fantastic job in the first half, finding a lot of pockets of space, the little guy.
He
found a lot of pockets of space and gave us a spark. And it's a good team win. A lot of guys contributed.
I think Jesse's listed at 125. Is that pretty accurate?
That's about accurate.
Yeah, and he's a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What have you learned about your team in the first 4 games? You're 4 games in now, maybe enough to make enough of a body of work to make kind of an accurate statement about kind of where your team's at. And
They've got
what have you learned?
They really enjoy how we're playing. They have great camaraderie and team unity, and there's no ego on this team, which is really, really nice. They're just a bunch of guys that love playing together and working hard for each other, and there's a lot of good vibes on the team.
You talked when we talked earlier about kind of the home field advantage that you guys have. Talk about, this is a huge homestand for you guys, a lot of games in a row in the preseason.
Yeah.
Talk about your first home game and being at home and kind of what that's like.
This was I'm really relieved that we got the win today, because for our alumni, our alumni were here, and we always want to do them proud. And so they were here watching, and we've been talking to them about the how young we are, but how we're playing. And I talked to them a little bit after the game, and they all enjoyed how we played, and that we got the win.
Great. Thanks so much, Coach.
You got it.